Alright, hello and welcome to the eVenture Family channel. Today we are taking our Chevy Equinox EV off for, I wouldn't even really call it a road trip. We're driving about, it's gotta be less than 100 miles across New Jersey, but as you can see it is wintry and very cold here in New Jersey. We've been in this like polar vortex cold snap kind of thing for, is this a bomb cyclone? I don't remember. For about almost like a month now, but it is just frigid here, and we are gonna see how the Equinox does in the cold, because so far our experience has not been so good in terms of efficiency and just how it handles the cold weather. So we're gonna talk about all of that. So come along with us for an adventure.
Can I say let's do this? Let's do this. That's right.
All right, so we're here in our 2024 Chevy Equinox EV. This is the 2RS trim and all-wheel drive. And we have noticed that, no other way to put it, it just is not great in the cold when it comes to efficiency. So I did double check, and this does in fact have a heat pump, which you would think would help more.
Really?
So, yeah, back in the old days, like our very first Tesla Model 3 did not have a heat pump, and it just used resistive heating to keep the battery and everything warm, which was not at all efficient. I remember that car. I mean, that was the standard range one, but in the winter it felt like it would go from like, I don't remember what the max was, like to, I think it was under 300 miles total range, but it would go down to like 150 or so.
We also didn't do road trips in that car.
Not too much, no. But the one I remember is when we went up to Stratton, or when I went up to Stratton,
oh,
and
yes.
like it also would like lose so much charge overnight that like it was kind of, that was the most stressed I've ever been, like with range anxiety.
Yes, I remember.
But
that was right before COVID.
Yeah.
That was the last trip we took before COVID.
So I noticed though this also is drawing like a lot of power, even kind of at idle. So when we were stopped at the light before, it said that it was using 8 kilowatts when we were like not moving at all. So 0 was going to the drivetrain, and we have the heat on, but it's set for 68. I have my heated seat on the 1 out of 3 level, and I had the heated steering wheel on, but it still seems like a awful lot of drain for just those things. So I've shut that off now. We'll take a look at the like efficiency numbers for the trip once we get there, but kind of surprisingly high for that. But then the efficiency just like plummets in the cold.
So I noticed it, what was it, 2 weekends ago when we went to Bethlehem?
Yeah.
So I had done the math knowing how much driving we were going to have to do, and it was 82 miles from Newark to Bethlehem to get there, and I had about 130 miles of range on the car. And in my head I'm like, okay, 70 miles there and then 60 miles home, like it's cutting it close. Maybe I'll need to do a quick charge, but I thought that I could get by and also regen and stuff. Yeah. And that was the most anxious I have been just driving to Bethlehem.
Yeah.
It felt like it was plummeting, and I don't do kilowatts, I just do like miles. It felt like for every mile that we drove, it was dropping 3 miles in range.
Yeah.
And I'm not exaggerating, because I pulled into Grandma's with 36 miles left on the car. That's a lot.
Yeah. So the all-wheel drive here has 285 miles of EPA rated range at 100%, but I would say in the winter that's down below 200 for sure.
Has
probably
to
like
be.
like 170-ish at like most. And now granted, it has been frigid
but
here.
But it wasn't that weekend.
That wasn't too bad. That was above freezing.
That was above freezing. That wasn't, and I understand because we've had like crazy temperatures.
Yeah.
But I also feel like the regen on this is non-existent. There's no eco mode.
No.
So you're using all 4 whatever at all time.
Yeah. It is supposed to only use the rear ones when you're like accelerating hard and kind of need the power.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't often like feel it kind of kick on or click off or anything. So I feel like it's on most of the time. And yeah, there's no eco mode. It's not like this is, you know, super like fast acceleration or anything. It's not drawing like that much power when you accelerate, but even still, not having an eco mode to help limit that probably doesn't help at all. And then you're right, like the regen just doesn't seem like it's ever really doing a whole lot. But so like right now cruising, we're at 68 miles an hour. We're this feels to me like we're certainly not going uphill right now.
No.
And we're using 36 kilowatts of power just to like maintain the cruising speed, which seems like a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe I don't notice it on the Rivian because there's so much range on it.
Yeah.
But it just felt like, I just feel like it shouldn't plummet at the range that it was plummeting. Like, I feel like 2 miles for every mile that you drive, fine. But it wasn't even like this week we were 0 degree temperatures. It was in the 20s when I was coming up to driving out to
It's supposed to, like, heat pumps are supposed to be more efficient than resistive heating, down to, I think it's supposed to be like 10 or maybe it's 20 degrees Fahrenheit, but we've barely been, I mean, we've had some trips below that and it's definitely been like not great, but that shouldn't be the reason that it's bad, like especially, you know, in these trips when it's like right now it's 33 degrees, so this should definitely be better.
And it's the other thing that I was thinking about, and I'm sure the people out there will say, well, you were going above the ideal speed range, etc. I was going 65 miles per hour, and yes, I started out at 70, and then I was like, oh, let me drop it, and even dropping it didn't make a difference. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to extend my trip by longer than I have to go in the speed limit and still being in the same predicament that we do. And then,
well, the thing with that is it actually should make less of a difference in the winter with that because the air is thinner when it's cold. Is that true? Right, now that I'm saying that doesn't sound right. It should be more dense. No, it's more dense. So actually the efficiency is, aerodynamic efficiency is worse. In the winter. Okay, yeah, never mind.
But not even that. It's not like I was gunning it at 100 miles per hour. Like, and it's also a fairly flat, it's like not excessive terrain.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I noticed is that it's a very slow charge. It feels like it charges even slower on a slow charge than other vehicles. Like when, like the 1 hour that was plugged in at that parking garage, I got 10 miles of range out of it.
Oh.
That seems not like...
Yeah, but I mean, you plug the Rivian in for an hour and you get about like 8 miles of range.
Okay, fine.
It's, I think it's just, you don't realize how slow it is. But if you're using the included mobile charger, then it is going slow because that's only 32 amps, which I think is a huge miss. But
no, I was using whatever
like an actual charge, like a level 2 charger. Yeah. I mean, I will say, like in terms of winter usability, the climate control in this car is amazing. It gets hot in here fast. The heated steering wheel, I have to shut it off because it's like burning my hands.
Seriously, I love the heated steering wheel in this car.
It feels good, but it gets hot. And the heated seat, I can't go above the first level or my butt is
it gets hot. It gets so hot and it stays hot. Like the Rivian one, I feel like cools off after a while.
Yeah. I think it maybe like kind of turns on and off.
Maybe, but like the one in here is perfect, especially after being in the cold ice rink. Like, give me this car. Are you taking this car tomorrow?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Fine, I'll deal with the Rivian. But yeah, I think that's just something's not programmed or set up correctly in this vehicle.
I think it's just the way it's made. I think it's just like, I think there's probably something about the battery chemistry in here, especially, that makes it even less efficient in the cold. Because part of it is like how much power you can draw out. So there could be something with that, or it could just be it's not the most efficient car in the first place, and then because of that, it's just exacerbated even more when it is cold. You know, more so than other EVs.
But that's kind of like stressful.
Yeah.
Also, the GPS did not give me an option for charging on the way to Grandma's, which I think it should have.
Because I thought you would probably make it. Gave me one on the drive back.
Because there's no way you were going to make it.
Yeah, but because I thought that you were going to make it, so you didn't have to stop it.
Okay. It didn't feel like I was going to make it.
Okay, well, it is set to only give you charging if you're going to arrive with less than like 10%.
Okay. I feel like it should give you an option. How does it know you're going to have a charge situation at the... Oh, that's what you said. Okay. Yes. Yeah, but that was my gripe. It feels...
Yeah. Just seems like it...
It just feels like something's not right.
Yeah.
Something could be improved on that.
Well, let's see, even right now. We are... You can never find that in here. Vehicle status? Energy info? Okay, we're getting 1.9 miles per kilowatt hour. That is dreadful. The Rivian gets about that in the winter with roof racks on. It could be, like, we do have this roof rack on there. It could be that, but I hear no noise from that roof rack, and I really don't think that's the biggest thing. Plus, like, we're still seeing a huge, like, we had that on in the fall, and we're seeing a huge difference from the fall.
So 2 trips to work, and I have to charge this car.
Yeah.
2 days of driving to work, and I have to charge this.
Yeah. So it is saying, it's just like battery heating has taken 9% of this drive so far, 0.8 kilowatt hours, and I'm assuming driving is 91%, 8.2 kilowatt hours. Oh, yeah. Oh, so climate and fast charge prep, but we're not using fast charge prep, so can't be that. Yeah, that's real rough. Okay, did you have anything else in your experience driving? What about driving in the snow?
I haven't driven it in the snow.
Oh.
I drove in the snow.
I mean, coming back from the Devils game, there was hardly anything on the ground.
Okay. It seems like it's decent in the snow, but granted, our tire. Well, we did just put air in the tires too, which could have been part of why the efficiency was so bad. But I mean, still, we're seeing almost the same thing.
But when I experienced the bad efficiency, it wasn't the like dreadfully cold temperatures. It was normal winter cold.
Yeah, but the tire pressure still could have been cold.
But the warning wasn't going off. The warning only literally went off this week when it was negative temps. Oh, the other thing I want to talk about in this car, have you experienced this car completely, like the, not the anti-lock brake, the e-brake kicking in when it thinks that you're going to hit something?
Yeah.
It is
it
jarring.
flashes up there, right? Yeah.
No, it doesn't flash. It just, maybe it does. It's jarring, and in parking lots where people choose to walk too closely to the vehicle and you're backing up, it like...
Oh, yeah.
Like...
I've had it before where like the car in front of me was stopped and turning or something, and it thought I was going to get too close to them, and it just like slams the brakes on.
It did it the other day when I backed into the garage to get the groceries out, and it just slammed on the brakes as I was backing into the garage. I'm like, I know where the garage...
This car's like jerky with some stuff like that. Like the regen, I mean, we could turn down the setting, I guess, but like I feel like the regen on it is so high, and then like the fact that there's no regen when you're backing up, like I don't know, I just have, especially coming from the Rivian into this, like the tuning on the one pedal is so different too.
Yeah.
I just feel like when I am driving this car, it's just like boom, 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 boom.
I guess I've gotten used to it a little bit more because I drive it so much more since I'm taking it to work to put miles on it. But there's just things that are like not fully refined.
Yeah. You can tell. Well, I mean, GM was making EVs for a long, long time, but it just does feel like they're still kind of learning stuff.
Yeah.
In a minute, bud.
Who knows with all the EV incentives and the mandate officially dead now? Who knows if this will continue, if this is the only car we'll get. There's a cop there. If this is the only version of the electric Equinox we'll get.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think they're...
Is there a speed trap somewhere? Feels like it, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think GM's too far. Like, the EV stuff's not going away. It's just going to get slowed down, but it's not stopping.
I hope not.
But I was going to say, now with more air pressure in the tires, it does feel like a little slippier with although granted our roads are so bad right now, there's so much like salt and crud on it that like there's just sometimes when I accelerate that you can feel a little bit of like slip on the wheels.
Really?
Yeah.
I got a notice in the mail for maintenance on this car.
Okay. They don't seem to have that figured out because I'm getting like emails and stuff about that too, and there's no maintenance to do with it yet.
They want you to come in for a tire rotation.
Oh well, yeah, but I'm not going to do that less than 6 months into owning a car. Not owning, leasing a car.
How many miles do we have on this car? 5,000? What do we have, 10,000 a year on it?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be good to take this up. We're going to be taking this up to Okemo in Vermont, so put a few more miles on it, get a little taste of some more wintry driving, and road tripping, which should be
Are you going to take this with the twins, too?
No, I don't think so. I do like Super Cruise seems to be working pretty well today. I had that horrible experience with it driving up to Hunter. It was just like shutting off all the time. So far now it's actually working quite well, even with a lot of glare from the sun and like the snow and the ice on the road, and then there's salt everywhere, so the lane markings are a little bit hard to see, but it doesn't seem to be having a hard time at all. It's been working great.
I tried to use it on the drive to Grandma's, and it just creeped me out too much.
It also seemed like maybe it was having a hard time because there's so much like crud on the car, but we haven't washed it, so there's still just as much on there.
We need to wash the cars. I know why we're not washing the cars, but I couldn't see out the backup on the Rivian.
Oh yeah, you can't see out the camera on it. Yeah.
You have to run the windshield.
Yeah.
The rear windshield, and it cleans the camera that way too.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The camera's on the windshield. Because I couldn't see anything, so I was like, well, I need to at least clean this mirror so I can try to like pretend I'm looking out the back, and then the camera cleaned off.
And my Owala water bottle, and this is the 32-ounce one, does not fit in cup holders in any vehicle. I think maybe our 3D printed ones in the Rivian are the only that I could find, but it's slightly too big for this. It's almost in there, but I think it's gonna fly out. That's why. And it doesn't fit in the door. Nope. It fits in the front down here though, but we have too much stuff in here. Oh well.
Right here.
All right, I always have to remember to do this before we get out of the car because it erases, but here we go.
Battle.
Here's our trip energy efficiency. So 2.2 miles per kilowatt hour. Got a little bit better, but still not very good. And there's where it went. 7% to climate, 93% to driving. Macaronis. All right, well, here we are. Yeah, I know I come out kind of hard on this car, but only because I like so much about it. It's really just a couple of these little things like the efficiency that let it down. So it'd be great if they could improve stuff like this, especially as they kind of develop the, I guess it's not called Ultium platform anymore, but you know, GM's like EV platform. So hopefully they can keep iterating and getting better. But yeah, it's not great, but I mean, it's also not horrible either. Obviously, we're making it to the places we need to go. It maybe just needs a little more charging and stuff. But anyway, we're here now. All right, so as you'll know from watching this channel, we love to go out for adventures with our whole family, especially in our EVs, but you know, even trips overseas and domestically too. And some of the things that we love to do are, of course, go out for adventures. We like to be outdoors and really just kind of go out for, you know, what we hope are kind of things out in nature and healthy for our whole family, including the kids. And so today I am super excited to have a new supporter on the channel, which is Western Rise, which is the producer of most of my outfit here. So I've got both the cotton tee here, the X cotton tee, and their Evolution pants. These are in the classic fit. I debated the slim fit, but I thought that made me too much of a millennial. So I went for the classic fit here, which, as you can see, has got a little bit more of like a draped look and can fit nicely here over my awesome operated ski shoes that I have been a total fan of. But both of these are really designed for someone who's got a lot of travel in mind and a lot of adventuring. So some of the cool things about this that make these stand out from like other shirts and pants, honestly, is that they are made to be super packable. So the whole idea here is that this can help reduce the number of things that you need to take in a trip. It can fit very easily into like a carry-on bag, and both of these are made with materials that make it so you don't have to wash them quite as often, which is really cool, and I'm a fan of, and means that I can probably take 1 or 2 less pairs of pants and shirts when I'm going like for a business trip or if we're going away for a weekend or anything like that. So this weekend we're heading up to Vermont for a little ski trip. I'm going to take this with me, and I don't really need to bring anything else except our ski gear, of course. But what's cool about these are this shirt is both moisture wicking, so if you're out and doing something sweaty, it's going to help keep you dry, and also it is made with non-stink materials, so that'll be nice too to not be the stinkiest one in the family. And these pants, the Evolutions here, I love the material these are made out of and the look here. They're definitely like a kind of stretchy, synthetic, active type material, but not quite to like the degree of a sweatpant or something. And I feel like the look here, especially with like the pockets, the belt loop, and everything, makes it so I can wear these to work. Could also wear them out for a hike. Can wear them, for a long road trip or on a plane or anything, and they don't look out of place whatsoever. Same thing here with the shirt. So if you are interested, I will have links down in the description below to both. You can check those out with Western Rise, and I am super happy to have them helping support the channel now. So check it out and let me know what you think about this fit.
Creepy!
Hello, hi. All right, well, we're on the way back now.
No,
not it. Okay. So we were at Sigmeister Brewing in Hackettstown, which I feel like has got like a very big cult following, so sound off in the comments below if you're a fan of Sigmeister Brewing. Every time we go there, I'm like, oh, why don't we go here more often?
Because it's a little bit further than you thought.
Yeah, that's true.
I thought it was like 30 minutes away, but the 45 makes it a bit makes a difference.
Actually, you have a valid point, that's why. Also, highways should not just have lanes. Dear Lord. Highways should not just have lanes that just like converge like that. But anyway, so we are heading back here now. I was just about to say Super Cruise was doing an awesome, like, solid job on the drive, but then it started disengaging again. But honestly, it was pretty good there. Really, no real problems, even like through construction and stuff. It was pretty good. So, still pretty good. Anyway, and I know I've been harsh on this car, but overall, still a big fan. Go ahead.
No, I was just counting down. He's doing the count.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, even though like the last couple of videos here, we've been, basically been about stuff we're not enjoying with this, which I feel like is deserved, and like GM needs to get some feedback, and there are a lot of things that could be done better with this, but still, like, I'm very happy that we
Our children are just way too close to us in this car.
There is that, yeah. That's not. Well, that was a decision that we knowingly made, though.
Yes, correct.
Next time we get a Silverado, so there.
We put them in the cab.
Yeah.
in the bed.
Right. But yeah, I'm still very happy overall with this car, especially like for the price and just the things that we're getting here. There's really not a ton to complain about. But we are definitely noticing the just the challenges that you get here in the winter with this.
Did your brain also break because of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, I think that's about gonna do it. Whoa, let me try that one again. I think that's about gonna do it for us here. And yeah, let me know what you think, not only about Sigmeister, but how do you feel about EVs in the winter? And is it a major problem and deal breaker still, or is it just like something you kind of have to be aware of and kind of plan for, I guess? But I know, like, for us at least, it's not stopping us from doing anything in the winter, and if anything, like, we go out and do more stuff in the winter with our EVs, do all of these big ski trips up into Vermont and stuff, so it is not
it's not a deal breaker.
Yeah, not limiting our ability to do all of that whatsoever, and it makes it a little bit more fun for me, honestly. I'm pretty sure, by the way, I saw a Cadillac IQ the other day. But
drive one. I'm
out,
coming to do a Cadillac IQ drive.
Yeah, well, I'm negatively shouting out open road Cadillac.
I'm calling you. It's not the exit.
Yeah,
you're calling them out.
Calling them out. Yeah, thank you. I'm putting them on blast.
You're putting them on blast. That's it. Oh dear Lord, God help us.
Because
you've just lost like
honestly,
1,000 followers.
the people there, great. Salesperson that I talked to about testing out a Cadillac IQ.
Yep.
Alex, phenomenal. Great, like, trying to work something out with me. He even like went up to the GM and stuff and got approval and everything. Then they went to the owner, and the owner said no, because we don't do work with YouTube channels.
They wouldn't let you do one?
No.
Get out of here.
Yeah, so forget it. So anyway, that's what I guess our experience so far in the Equinox in the winter. But again, I've got a big Vermont trip coming up with little man back there. So, oh no, that's the second one.
That's me.
That is you.
And us.
Yeah.
The first one's with you guys.
But you guys were gonna do the Rivian though. So anyway, we'll have the exact same trip in the Rivian, and then this, so we can do a little compare and contrast. Yeah. Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of Escalade IQs there, but maybe we just go test drive one.
Daddy's gonna take our little chemo later in February.
No, we're going to a chemo in February.
You're going in technically January soon.
Oh, that's gonna be a lot of editing for me. All right, here's our energy usage statistics. So 2.5 miles per kilowatt hour on the way back, which is not horrible. Like, my overall rating system here is that, for a vehicle this size, anything over 3 would be great. Over 3.5 is like phenomenal. Anything over 2.5 is like pretty good. Anything over 2 is decent, and anything under 2 is pretty darn bad. So I guess we got decent here. Anyway,
Bye, love ya. Peace.
All right, well with that, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you out there for another electric adventure soon.
Bye.